Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the castle, the home of your Lakeside Lancers. The Lakeside Lancers are taking on Linfield Christian tonight. The Lakeside Lancers are 1-1. Linfield Christian is 2-0. Joining me on the broadcast is Coach Gilliland. Good evening, Coach Gilliland. How are you tonight?
I'm doing very well, thanks, Mr. Smith. How are we doing?
We're doing fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about the game tonight. We're going to see Linfield Christian with the football to start the game. What do you kind of expect to see what's going to happen tonight?
Well, to be completely honest, I'm going to be very interested to see, especially this first possession of the game, how the two teams match up offensively and defensively in the trenches, because Linfield is very, very good on the offensive and defensive lines. So we're going to see very, very quickly how Lakeside matches up, because they're undersized against this group, and we'll see what happens.
The kickoff goes back into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10, Lions from the 20-yard line. So the Lions take the ball for their first possession of the game at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 to go.
Like so many teams nowadays, operating out of a spread formation.
Caleb Mersch's pass is complete to number 5, Kenrick Jamison. Gain of 6 yards on the play brings up 2nd down and 4. Handoff goes to number 5, Kenrick Jamison.
There's a quick first down for Linfield after a couple of plays. Again, Lakeside swarming to the ball defensively. However, again, this is going to be an uphill battle for Lakeside a little bit.
1st and 10, Lions. Caleb Mersch goes back to throw across the middle, almost intercepted.
Tell you what, that was real good coverage by Lakeside defensively. That ball came out hot by Mersch. That was a fastball that was thrown in there. His receiver got his head around, had the opportunity to catch the ball, but that thing had some hair on it. He definitely was trying to squeeze that ball into that window.
Caleb Mersch pass is incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Penalty flag on the play.
That's one of the things that Lakeside is going to be, needing to make sure they do well tonight, is avoid simple mistakes. Luis Cruces right there jumping offside from his defensive tackle position. That's 5 easy yards that you don't need to. Or am I mistaken? Does it look like they're walking it back? They are. My mistake. They're walking it back. Maybe he was drawn off. Now the officials are changing again. High school football, ladies and gentlemen, gotta love it.
Yep.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, those referees are getting some exercise right off the bat. 5-yard penalty against the Lancers. Defensive encroachment, 2nd down and 5. Caleb Mersch passes off to the left side. Pass is complete to Jalen Leonard. There is a penalty flag on the play.
One of Lakeside's best players, offensively or defensively, so far this year has been Cameron Johnson, and he was there. It appeared like he was, and that's exactly what I thought. We're gonna have a hold on the slot back there from Linfield Christian, because Cameron Johnson's a big boy, and he was trying to fight through that. He actually grabbed a handful of jersey of the ball carrier and was able to hold him back, but the official there on the near sideline caught a hold by the slot back, trying to prevent him from making that play.
Holding against the Lions. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Ball is placed at the 30-yard line. Brings up 2nd down and 12. Handoff goes to number 5, Kenrick Johnson. Kenrick Johnson, the ball carrier.
That's a touchdown saving tackle there by Isaiah Saucedo right there. There was a couple of missed opportunities in the backfield, and Saucedo made a good play there to keep this to a 3rd down.
Gain of 7 yards on the play, 3rd down and 5.
That sure looked like the running back. Yeah, we're gonna get a timeout here by Linfield. That's fortunate there because that running back was going forward, and that could have very easily been a false start. You know, one of the things here in the early going is that you look at the size advantage that Linfield has, and you wonder why they don't just line up and try and attack Lakeside because of their size advantage. But the thing about this too is you have to consider the type of offense that Linfield wants to run. They're not just going to get out of what they do just because they recognize, oh, wow, we're a lot bigger than these guys, so we're going to do something that's out of what we do. Because they've got an entire season they have to think about here, and they're going to need to be executing at a very high level going forward into their league and then potentially playoff season.
So again, the Lions come back out after their timeout, looking to pick up a 3rd down and long. Caleb Mersch goes back. He's going to roll out to the right, looking for room to run, and he's going to pick up the 1st down and more, all the way inside Lancer territory. Caleb Mersch, the ball carrier. Run out of bounds at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10 Lions.
Here they go, trying to go quick, as is the MO of oh, wow, that was a great play right there.
Kenrick Johnson, the ball carrier, tackled down at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
You know, I mentioned earlier Cameron Johnson, but so far for me in the first couple of games, Isaac Solano's been the defensive player to keep an eye on because he's made play after play after play. He's really grown from last year when he had to step in as a junior at middle linebacker. He's become a pretty good player here for Lakeside. And there he is again in the backfield.
Kenrick Johnson, the ball carrier, tackled down for a short gain.
So let's see if Lakeside can get off the field here now. Third and long here for Linfield. You got to think a passing situation. So defensively, up front, Lakeside's held up the past couple of plays. Now can their back seven hold up?
Caleb Mersch goes back to pass, throws it. Oh, almost intercepted again. Caleb Mersch's pass is incomplete. 4th down.
That's a great play there by Kevin Young. We called his name quite a bit in that first week game, and he had himself an interception and a couple of pass breakups. That was another great play. That's just a good instinctive play by him. Lakeside holding up pretty well so far.
Lions kick the ball down to the inside the 10-yard line. Is going to roll into the end zone.
Oh, it looks like it's going to hit the line out there.
Actually, it's going to go out about the 3-yard line.
Man, for as ugly as that came off his foot, that sure worked out well for Linfield.
Lancers take over at the 3-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers. Okay, so now the Lancers take over their first possession of the evening. It's going to be interesting to see how the offensive line blocks in this situation. They can maintain ball control, advance the ball forward. Handoff goes to Vince Gastelum. Runs out to the 10-yard line. Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier, takes the handoff to the 10-yard line. Gain of 7, second down and 3.
That's about as good as they could have hoped for right there. I'm going to watch this interior line push because I'm going to say Mikhail Yazbek as the nose tackle there for Linfield. He got a great push up front.
Handoff goes to Gastelum again, but he's tackled back for a short loss on the play. Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier, tackled down just shy of the 10-yard line, brings up third down and 4. Dakota Pope is going to take the ball forward, tackled at about the line of scrimmage.
Looked like there was a little bit of confusion there. Pope wanted to get that ball out quick, and Linfield kind of jumped the bubble screen out there, so he wisely just tucked that thing and tried to get what he could, but that's a quick 3 and out there for Lakeside.
Dakota Pope, the ball carrier, tackled at the line of scrimmage. Fourth down. Again, this is something that the Lancers worked on in practice all week. Protection on the punts.
Well, they get the ball off, and not a bad kick, but unfortunately, when you're pinned deep, you're going to turn over possession and pretty good field position for your opponent.
Lions take over the 30-yard line of the Lancers, first and 10. So here's the Lions getting a short field on their second possession. A little flea flicker, pass toward the end zone. This is going to be a touchdown for the Lions. Touchdown. Touchdown, Lions.
Quarterback had his choice of who to throw to there. There are three Linfield receivers running wide open in the end zone.
Well, that's kind of what happens when you sell out on the run.
Yep.
And you get burned by a play like that. Michael Harkin's point after touchdown is good with 6 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Linfield 7, your Lakeside Lancers 0.
I don't see Paul down there. Paul, Brandon, he's not down there.
Lancers take the kickoff inside the 10-yard line. Return it all the way back to the 26 or 27-yard line. Lancer kickoff return is returned to the 24-yard line. First and 10 Lancers. Okay, so let's see what the Lancers can muster here on their second possession.
it looks like Linfield's just manned up on the outside, thinking that player for player they're going to be able to handle Lakeside in these 1v1 matchups.
Timeout Lions.
That's 2 timeouts in pretty quick succession here for Linfield.
Good to see the Lakeside Lancer Regiment here tonight. They weren't here for the first game of the season because they were kind of
short on practice
time with the Holy Fire. They lost their entire band camp coach, and I was talking to Mr. Fosmo, and he was saying that they're about a month behind where they should be. Vince Gaslam takes the handoff, carries the ball forward for a short gain. Vince Gaslam, the ball carrier. Gain of about a yard on the play, brings up 2nd down and 9.
Just looking at Dakota Pope as he was putting that ball in Gaslam's belly there, that looked more like a true zone read rather than a designed give. He had his eyes squarely on the DN, so that might be something to look at as the game progresses.
Dakota Pope goes back to pass, tosses it down deep to the left side, but overthrows a receiver.
That was Saucedo there who got a step on the outside against the corner, and Pope had to get rid of that ball because the pressure was coming, and that's something that I was a little concerned about and we talked about in the open is would Lakeside's O-line stand up long enough to give Pope a chance to make those throws?
Okay, 3rd down and long for the Lancers. Dakota Pope's pass is incomplete, 3rd down. Dakota Pope goes back, tosses it down the right side, and again, that looks like a hold, but no call.
Yeah, those are the. I don't think those are the calls that high school officials are going to want to make there. But from where we're sitting, it sure looked like it. That was interesting. There's a decision to make when you've got big Sally Lamasatelli bearing down on you. You want to grab that ball going forward like that, or are you just going to let that sucker roll? And
exactly.
I think that was a wise decision by the Linfield returner there. These kids aren't dumb. They can see it. They can see it coming.
Lancers punt goes out to the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 Lions. Okay, so now I think is kind of the point in the game where if the Lancers are going to keep this game in hand, then they need to put in a good stop here on defense. Caleb Mersch pass complete to number 5, Kenrick Jamison. A pass is good enough for a Lion 1st down. Caleb Mersch goes back to pass, tosses over the middle, pass is complete.
Ball comes out, but I think the officials had blown it dead already. Yeah. They have.
Caleb Mersch pass is complete. to Travion Brown. Ball is spotted at the 32-yard line of the Lancers, 1st and 10 Lions. Kind of feels like the Lions offense is kind of getting its groove.
Yeah, it's funny to say here, you know, Linfield already on their 3rd possession, and it's, you know, it's still early in the game to make comments like that, but I think you're exactly right. You know, it's going to be how long can Lakeside's defensive front stem the tide, and will their offense do enough to give them a break?
Kendrick Jamison, the ball carrier, gain of 4 yards in the play. Yeah, it certainly doesn't help, Coach, when your offense goes 3 and out in 2 straight possessions.
Yeah.
Kendrick Jamison, the ball carrier, takes the ball inside the 15-yard line. 1st down, Lions. So here are the Lions driving the ball down the field again. And the Lions are going to use up their correction. It looks like Lakeside's going to use up their first timeout of the half. Timeout, Lancers. All right, so here are the Lions. Ball is at the 14-yard line. 1st and 10. Mersch goes back to pass. He rolls to the right side. It's going to take off, and there is a penalty flag on the play. Penalty flag on the play.
And we're going to get a holding on the running back. Mersch was directing traffic out there, trying to get his running back to throw a block for him, and Saleh came up there and made that block a little more difficult. That's not your average run-of-the-mill linebacker you're trying to pick up there.
Holding penalty against the Lions, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
A little bit of a different formation here, a heavy offset formation here for Linfield. 2 tight and a wing, and 2 backs.
Mersch rolls out to the right, passes off. Pass is complete. Caleb Mersch's pass is complete to number 1, Jalen Leonard.
Lancers caught a bit of a break there. The Lions had a receiver wide open in the end zone, and Mersch went for the easy one.
Caleb Mersch, hands off. Kendrick Jamison, the ball carrier. Pushed back by the Lancer defense.
That's a great push there on the right side of the defensive front, led by McGuire Cole there. He had some help from his friends, but he set the edge there and wouldn't allow the Linfield running back to get outside of him, force him to cut back up inside, and Lakeside had good inside-out pursuit there.
They're down and 7.
Holding to a field goal try would be a victory here for Lakeside.
Mersch rolls out to the right. He's going to try to run again, but he's pushed out of bounds by Sali Lamasatelli.
We'll see what Linfield's going to do here. If they're going to, it looks like they're going to go for it. They've got 2, maybe a long 2, maybe a short 3 to get here.
Caleb Mersch, the ball carrier, run out of bounds. 4th down.
Here's Linfield coming out in that heavy set again. Double tight, I-backs this time. Single wide receiver.
Mersch rolls out to the right. Again, pushed out of bounds, and he's not going to get it. That's a turnover on downs for your Lancer defense.
Linfield's coaching staff does not look real happy on the sideline there. It didn't appear that Mersch was ready for that ball to get snapped, and when the ball did get snapped, it looked like they were trying to go with a hard count, and he wasn't expecting that ball. And when it got snapped, the rest of his team didn't do a whole lot. Let's see if Lakeside can get some momentum offensively, get a first down or 2 here.
Yeah, that's kind of the big problem I see right now. If the Lancers can't pick up some first downs and give the defense a rest, it's going to be a long night.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Dakota Pope hands off to Vince Gastelum, and he's pushed back right away.
The Lions are asking for a safety, but that's not going to be the case. But Gastelum got that handoff and went lateral, and that's not going to do the trick.
Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier. Loss of 7 yards on the play. 2nd down. So now the Lancers are in a little bit of trouble here. Backed up to their end zone.
Looks like Lakeside's going to call a timeout. They had a player running on and nobody coming off, and that was going to be a penalty they couldn't afford to take there.
Timeout. Timeout, Lancers. So with about a minute to go in the first quarter, the Lakeside Lancers again backed up to their end zone offensively. They really need a big play here to kind of start to build some momentum and take some pressure off that defense.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. They've got to figure something out. It looks a couple of times they've had some one-on-one matchups on the edges that they've won with their receivers. However, Dakota Pope doesn't have much time to get a ball out of his hands to be able to place it accurately because he's got some big pressure from the interior defensive line. There's a little bit of breathing room there by Gastelum. That was a lot of his effort right there.
Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier, gain of 4 yards on the play. 3rd down and 11. So here are the Lancers with the 3rd down. 3rd down and long. Handoff goes to Gastelum. He takes it to the left side this time. Looking for some room. Powers forward. But well short of the first down yardage. Vince Gastelum, the ball carrier.
Tell you what, that's a formation we haven't yet seen this year. That was definitely a heavy formation, something that I don't recall seeing in the couple of years that Coach Mark Chandler's been in charge of the Lakeside Lancers here. I have to take a look at that again, see what that was, because they had a lot of movement going on.
At the end of the first quarter, Linfield 7, your Lakeside Lancers 0. Taquitos! Taquitos!
Everybody loves some taquitos.
Taquitos!
Taquitos and guacamole. Taquitos and guacamole.
Yes, you should.
Tostitos? It's a good thing you edit this. We can have shenanigans and tomfoolery during quarter breaks.
Yeah. And we're hoping that nobody watches the full broadcast on YouTube.
Are we doing this live right now?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, because I need to think about what I'm saying.
Yeah, you gotta be careful there, Coach. You know, this is gonna go on this weekend.
I'm not gonna swear or anything.
No, please don't. You know, I like you and I like working with you. All right, the Lancers punt back.
Oh.
Past the 40. Lions take over.
This is an early field position game that the Lions are definitely winning right now. But a couple of decent runs there from Lakeside, and let's again see what the offensive coaching staff for Lakeside can do on the whiteboard there on the sideline and see what they can come up with to try and solve Linfield's defense early on here.
Lancer punt goes to the 50-yard line. Correction, 45-yard line, 1st and 10 Lions. Yeah, so far the Lancer defense has lived up to the task other than giving up one big play on the flea flicker.
Yeah, that's true.
The Lions defense has actually played pretty decently. What is that?
Dr. Rodriguez.
Little quarterback ISO there. Little fake handoff and then follow directly behind your running back up there. First down easily there for Linfield.
Ana Reyes Hoff, please come to the announcer's booth. Ana Reyes Hoff, please come to the announcer's booth. Again, your attention, please. Ana Reyes Huff, please come to the announcer's booth. Not quite sure what the delay is all about.
I think the officials were getting together trying to figure out if that was going to be a second and very, very short or a first down.
Kenrick Jamison, the ball carrier, picks up enough yardage for another Lions first down.
This is a little bit more of what I expected. Linfield coming out and
I have your phone
in
in the
pro
announcer's
set
booth.
here. Two wide, single tight, and backs trying to just pound the ball now. And Linfield takes it in there for a touchdown.
Touchdown, Lions. Come to the announcer's booth.
you kind of wondered when that would happen. You know, Lakeside's only been on the field offensively for 9 plays. That defensive front, especially with those big boys from Linfield leaning on them. Tackles get tougher to make, gaps get harder to control the longer you're on the field. Relatively easy there for Linfield.
Caden Taylor's point after touchdown is good with 11 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the first half. Linfield 14, your Lakeside Lancers 0.
You're welcome. Oh, okay, there we go.
Kind of squib kick there, goes about the 35-yard line.
That actually helps Lakeside out, even though they didn't get a chance to get much of a return. That's their best field position of the night, out to the 41.
Lancers take the kickoff out to the 41-yard line. First and 10, Lancers.
Let's see if we can take this better field position and make a little something of it now. Maybe not being backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost is going to help open up the playbook a little bit, give Lakeside a little bit more flexibility offensively.
Yeah, you know, if the Lancers can muster together a little bit of a drive here, get some points, you know, they maybe the longer they hang in the game, you know, maybe Dakota Pope works his magic again, and we see another Lancer comeback, but they got to do something offensively.
Well, that's not going to do the trick. Low snap, and Pope had a tough time getting anything going. It looked like a quarterback counter there, but ball kind of rolled back to him almost, and that's going to make it tough to get forward.
Dakota Pope, the ball carrier, tackled down for a 2-yard loss, brings up second down and 12.
Stuff there, you know, offensively as the center. You know, I think that's Ronnie Kopp out there with a, you know, enormous human being lined up over the top of you. I mean, Kopp's not a small kid, but he's given up 100 pounds to the nose tackle over the top of him.
Dakota Pope rolls out to the right, scrambles ahead. He's going to make a big play here. Cuts again to the left. Tries to escape a tackle. Looks like he's close to first down yardage. Dakota Pope, the ball carrier.
Looks like they're going to give him the first down, but Lakeside's Dylan Baumoff is down, offensive lineman there. He missed the vast majority of the Week 1 game with a leg issue, and it appears that he's reaching down there again.
Shout out goes to our very own Jeff Roach, Marine Corps, at home tonight with his wife who's under the weather, so he couldn't be here to film our game tonight. But sitting in his place, Corey Ogden, freshman.
Getting those community service hours.
Yeah. Remember, Lancers, you need 40 to graduate. It's an easy way to pick up your community service hours, don't you think?
If you're Corey Ogden and you're an avid, 40's not going to quite cut it for you. Can blame his mom for that one.
Little trickery by the Lancers that goes nowhere.
that thing was sniffed out from the beginning. Travion Brown, a senior outside linebacker, just planted Isaiah Saucedo. Big loss there for Lakeside. Potentially a big loss in the personnel department as well, not only in the yardage department.
Yeah, what do you think, Coach, with the new rules about targeting?
Oh, that definitely wasn't targeting. That was an absolutely clean play. That wasn't targeting at all. That was as clean of a hit as you're going to see. Textbook, came through it the right way. Didn't lower his head. Put his chin right in Saucedo's shoulder pads. But it's just, the unfortunate part about that is you've got one guy going full speed one way and one kid going full speed the other way. And football's you can legislate as much of the violence out of the game as you want to, but it's a violent sport. You can't legislate it all out of the game. Otherwise, we just do 7-on-7, and that's it. Not to say that this is, that we're not, worried about Saucedo down there. Mm-hmm. However, that was, in no way, shape, or form dirty at all.
And part of the concern here, Coach, we're already without Paul Branham. We're not quite sure why he's out of the game right now, and maybe potentially being down another receiver. And with 3 games left to play until we begin our league season, we don't need these kind of injuries.
No, I would agree with you there. Teams like Lakeside that are thin to begin with, they're just not, smaller school and not as many players out, as a result. Lakeside's roster probably runs about 45 players, but included in that are some sophomores that are really just out there to fill out the lineup card, and they probably really only run about 25 to 30 players in and out. And you're a great big school like a Centennial or a Vista Marietta. You got kids lining up. Not only are you a great big school from a student body perspective, but everyone wants to be a part of those programs. And so you've got you got to tell kids, sorry, we only go 1 to 99, and that's just not something that Lakeside deals with here. And this looks to be
pretty significant.
More than just a kid that got his bell rung a little bit. Got a lot of coaches and administrators and medical staff out there trying to take a look at Saucedo here, and I haven't seen any motioning for emergency personnel quite yet, but looks like they may be sitting him up now. I can't really tell. There's a lot of bodies out there, but I can see we're kind of screened here, but the Linfield sideline appears to be clapping a little bit as if he's been sat up. I can see his helmet out there now.
I think with the new procedures in concussions and more awareness, I think this is a good precautionary thing.
Absolutely. The way that they're taking him off, though, it doesn't appear like it's a head issue. It looks like maybe he got his knee or his ankle or something tangled up, because they're carrying him off. And if it was a head issue, they would have been much more careful and deliberate about bringing him off the field, because they're just letting a player and a coach carry him off. So at least from that standpoint, it doesn't appear to be a head issue, a concussion worry, or anything like that. But he's definitely ginger on that right leg out there. I would venture a guess that his night's probably done, and the training table looks like it's going to get a little crowded over here. Dylan Baumoff's going to get kicked off for a
for an obvious reason.
Sorry, kid.
Yeah. All right, so second down. Dakota Pope tosses it off. That's lateral, but scooped up And there's going to be a big push forward inside Lion territory.
Jalen McGee making something out of nothing. That's just athleticism right there, because that was a it's tough to say that was going to be a swing pass all the way around, but that was a tough throw through arms that luckily bounced right into McGee's hands.
Jalen McGee, the ball carrier, takes it inside Lion territory. Third down and 10.
Let's see if the Lancers can get a first down here.
Dakota Pope rolls out to the left side, looking around and just tosses it out of bounds. There is a penalty flag on the play.
Couple of penalty flags come out. I don't know if they're both going to be for grounding, because that ball didn't get near the line of scrimmage. He just shovel passed it out of bounds when he realized he was going to get sacked.
Intentional grounding against the Lancers. Be a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Fourth down. Great punt. Oh, and it's fumbled out of bounds.
See Kenrick Jamison trying to make a return out of it there. Got a little greedy. That was going to be a tough ball to catch with the way that it was turning over there near the sideline. Got lucky there that ball bounced out of bounds.
Lancer punt goes to the 28-yard line. First and 10 Lions. Okay, looks like the Lancer defense needs to come up big one more time to kind of keep this game under control before the end of the first half. Oh, nice tackle.
That's a really good play out there by Solano. That's a really good play by him, because otherwise, number 81 there for Linfield.
Jelani Jefferson, the ball carrier.
Jefferson had the edge there, and that he was scooting too. That's a good play by Solano.
Run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Second down. Travion Brown, the ball carrier. Gain is good enough for a Lions first down.
Linfield's starting to rip off chunky yardage in the interior of Lakeside's defense, and that's just, again, the matchups we talked about earlier in the pregame. Those are matchups that Lakeside may win on occasion, but as we progress, those are going to be tougher and tougher to win one-on-one.
Caleb Mersch scrambles to the right. He's going to tuck it under, run it out of bounds. Inside Lancer territory. Caleb Mersch, the ball carrier, runs out of bounds at the 43-yard line. First and 10 Lions.
There's good penetration there on the edge there by Luis Cruces. allowed his mates from the inside, Lamacitelli and Solano, to come up there and clean that up. That was a good play by him, holding his ground there on the edge.
Kendrick
Short
Jamison,
game there.
ball carrier, gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9. Mersch rolls out to the right, complete. Caleb Mersch pass complete to number 13. Cooper Whitworth. Short of 1st down yardage, brings up 3rd down and 1.
Juan Ramirez there got suckered into chasing down the running back, and unfortunately that's, when you're running the ball as successfully as Linfield has been, that's what you got to do.
Penalty flag on the play.
Looks like we're going to get a hold, and this one's going to come back.
Holding against the Lions.
So now it's a totally different situation here. Now you go from a 3rd and 1 and very manageable. Linfield elected to try and throw it there. And now you're going to get a hold in the backfield that instead of being a 3rd and just simply 11, now it's a 3rd and 16. That's a big penalty there.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul brings up 3rd down and 16.
So this is a great opportunity for Lakeside to get off the field.
Caleb Mersch goes back to pass, looks across the middle, and it's almost intercepted.
Jalen McGee made a great read on that, great break on the ball, and mistimed his jump ever so slightly. He couldn't come down with the pick.
Caleb Mersch pass is incomplete. 4th down. Lions punt goes to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 Lancers. All right, so here's the opportunity, Coach. Like I said, the Lancers defense have kept the game manageable to this point.
Yeah,
some points here at the end of the first half, they could get right back in the game.
Yeah, it's even to come away with 3, knowing you get the ball to start the half. Obviously a touchdown would be great. However, any points here, a couple of 1st downs even, would be encouraging for Lakeside. Linfield's just getting a great push up front. It's really tough sledding right now offensively for Lakeside because of that push that the defensive front's getting.
Jalen McGee, the ball carrier, loss of 2 yards on the play, 2nd down and 12. Dakota Pope goes back to pass, rolls to the right, escapes some pressure, tosses it, and it is incomplete. Dakota Pope pass is incomplete. Ball probably should have been caught there, Coach.
That's
your quarterback,
a tough one.
Yeah, your quarterback is trying to make a play there, running for his life.
Yeah, I'll go back. The receiver there, Roberts, did a good job trying to come back for the ball. But Pope, like you said, running for his life, threw a fastball in there, like we talked about earlier with Caleb Marsh there for Linfield. Didn't help his receiver out a ton, but you got that adrenaline going. You got big people chasing you.
Dakota Pope goes back to pass, tosses it deep down the left side. Incomplete.
And again, Pope just has no time. He's got no time to set his feet. Linfield brought extra pressure there.
Dakota Pope's pass is incomplete. 4th down. At the beginning of the game, Coach, with Vince Gastelum running the ball pretty effectively to start, they're just not picking up any yardage on 1st down, and like you said, playing ahead of the chains. The Lancers aren't getting that.
I'm not gonna fault Cameron Johnson there because I didn't see a signal at all by the Linfield returner, and the official didn't see one. He didn't blow a whistle, and Cameron Johnson put a hat to a hat there, and that could have easily been called a penalty. But in my I didn't see anything. I was watching the returner the entire time, and I didn't see anything.
Lancer punt goes to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Lions.
There's a couple of guys you don't want to get hit by on Lakeside's team, and Cameron Johnson's one of them.
Kendrick Jamison, the ball carrier. Gain of 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. Mersch rolls out to the right. Caleb Mersch, the ball carrier. Run out of bounds at the 43-yard line, 3rd down.
This is going to be close.
Caleb Mersch, the ball carrier.
Depends on where they spot it. Looks like they're going to bring the chains out and measure this one. If it's short, it's inches short. And you got to figure, yeah, Linfield's not even going to mess around. They're going to go for it regardless of whether or not they get it or they don't. I think the way that their defense is playing, I don't blame that coaching staff at all.
Looks like it's going to be a little short.
Yeah. Yep, looks short, but again, like I said, Linfield's going to go. Oh, they are going to give it to
1st down. 1st down, Lions.
Now the interesting thing here is, we talk about 2-minute offenses a lot, and again, Linfield's got, a little less than 4 minutes to go and only half the field, but there is such a thing as 2-minute defense too. And Lakeside, again, down, but still has some work to do.
Kendrick Jemison, the ball carrier. Gain of 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. Jake Martinez, the ball carrier. Gain is good enough for another Lions 1st down. Caleb Mersch pass is complete. To number 82, Travion Brown. 9-yard gain, 2nd down and 1. Yeah, you can kind of feel that this is kind of the Lancers' last stand to keep this game in reach.
Yeah, they've got to get something going offensively, and sometimes a good stand defensively will help get your offense going. And that's sort of been Lakeside's MO historically, needing the defense to set things up for the offense. And it appears that tonight may be one of those nights for Lakeside.
Kendrick Jemison, the ball carrier. 1st down, Lions. Timeout. Timeout, Lancers.
So both teams down to 1 timeout now, and that's I think that's me breaking a microphone there. That's what that is.
But you know what? Give me a sound check there.
That timeout there
we go.
by Lakeside, I think just as much, catch your breath. Here we go, boys. Here's what we want to try and accomplish here with this last 2 minutes. Let's try and keep them out of the end zone. Not that you're conceding points, but, Coach Rayford and Coach Walter both going out there to talk to their group and saying, all right, guys, you got to dig in, bear down a little bit. Let's give ourselves a chance. We can get to half and make some adjustments and see what we can come up with offensively, because the defense, in all honesty, they're doing okay. They're making some plays, they're flying around, and they need a little bit of help from the offense.
Caleb Mersch goes back to pass, throws off to the right, and is complete. Caleb Mersch pass is complete.
That was a pretty good play there by Mersch, because Cameron Johnson didn't bite on the fake on the play action, and he was all over him. That's a pretty good play there by him.
Travion Brown on the reception. Ball is spotted at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10, Lions.
And Linfield, not with a ton of urgency yet, inside the red zone.
Kendrick Jemison, the ball carrier. Tackled at the 11-yard line. Gain of 5 yards. 2nd down. Caleb Mersch pass is incomplete. 3rd down.
Kevin Young was there in defense on that slant, and that was one of the first times Mercer's thrown a poor ball tonight. I mean, Young had good coverage, but if that ball's put in a better place,
that's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a touchdown. But I will say this though, you can't fault Young. He did a couple of back pedals, opened his hips, and broke on the ball, and that's asking a lot to be singled up on the edge in the red zone.
Especially with some of the athletes that Linfield has on the field.
That's not to discount Young's athleticism either.
Penalty flag on the play.
I think we may have a procedure or formation call because that flag came out immediately. Yeah, and they're walking it back against Linfield. Would have been a first down inside the 2, it appeared, but Linfield's going to pay the price for apparently a formation penalty.
Illegal procedure on the Lions. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down. Okay, so here we go. We got a 3rd down and long. Chance for the Lancers to stop the momentum.
You're going to get a lot of that, but it's going to be 4th down. Let's see what Linfield elects to do here.
Kendrick Jamison, the ball carrier. Timeout. Timeout Lions.
Linfield's going to call their last timeout, and I don't know if this is a decision so much as this is just, all right, let's go ahead and kick this field goal. Because if they get the first down, then they're inside, the first down and not a touchdown. They've essentially got one play left, unless they decide to throw it a couple of times. They kick a field goal here, even if they miss it. Again, Lakeside's backed up, 20-yard line.
And like you said, Coach, that the defense has played inspired football.
Yeah, they've done. They've been constantly having their backs against the wall, and even with the exception of the one play on the very first touchdown, they've forced Linfield to work for it. They went
pass is incomplete. Lancers get the ball back. 1st and 10, Lancers.
That's good work there by the defense. Fade to the back pylon, and I tell you what, that was a pretty good throw. And the Linfield receiver went up and made the catch, but that's good coverage there by Young, and he just had nowhere to come down with the football and comes down out of the end zone. Kicked the pylon and everything. That was a good throw, a good catch, but better defense.
So the Lancers take over with 16 seconds left in the first half.
They're just going to take a knee and get to the locker room and see if they can't figure something out here offensively.
That's absolutely the right thing to do, Coach. In this situation, you want to get your bearings, make some adjustments, and see if you can come back in the second half and see if you get the momentum. And not only that, but the Lancers also get the ball to start the second half. So.
Yeah, who knows? It's still only a 2-possession game. A lot of football left to be played.
At the end of the first half, Linfield 14, your Lakeside Lancers 0.